I have adopted over 40 cats in my life. Elderly ones, blind ones, three-legged ones. The ones nobody fills out paperwork for. And every single time, I knew going in that it was going to cost me something. That at some point, I would be sitting on a floor next to a cat bed saying goodbye. I knew that from the very first day, and I still keep going back. Rusty was a gray-brown tabby with matted fur, a skin infection that had gone untreated for months, and one permanently squinting eye that gave him this expression, somewhere between suspicious and completely exhausted. He had been at the shelter for 11 months. Not one inquiry, not one application, not one person who stopped long enough to ask about him. But the way he looked at me through those bars reminded me of someone, and I thought, I know this. I know exactly what this is. If you're the kind of person who's ever stopped at the cage everyone else walked past, this one's for you. Stick around. I need to tell you about Tommy first, because Rusty only makes sense if you understand Tommy. Tommy came to me 8 years ago. He was semi-feral, had lived most of his life outdoors, hunting, surviving, keeping his distance from people. Big cat, scarred ears, eyes that never quite relaxed. The rescue group that pulled him from the streets called him unadoptable, too unpredictable, too wild. They were a week away from euthanizing him when I said I would take him. For the first 3 months, he lived under my bed. I would slide food underneath twice a day, sit on the floor nearby for a while, then leave. No eye contact, no coaxing, no pressure, just presence. Just the same routine every single day until the routine itself became something he could trust. Around month 4, he started coming out at night. I know because I would find his food bowl moved, toys knocked around. I put a small camera out, and there he was. At 2 in the morning, walking around the apartment like he owned it, sniffing everything, completely at ease. The second the lights came on during the day, he would vanish again. But at night, alone, he was already home. 7 months in, he walked over and sat next to me on the couch. He did not let me touch him, just sat, close enough that I could hear him breathing. That was the whole thing. That was the entire gift. Just close. People used to ask me why I kept choosing animals who were going to die on me, and for a long time, I did not have a clean answer. The honest answer is, once you have sat with an animal that chose to trust you at the very end of its life, you stop being able to justify walking past one that needs you. A year of feeling safe matters. 6 months of sleeping in a warm bed matters. It does not have to last forever to mean something. And then I met Rusty, and I realized I was about to learn something Tommy never taught me. When I brought Rusty home, he weighed just over 3 kilograms. The E-collar around his neck was from a skin infection that had spread across his chin and one ear. His coat was dull. His movements were slow and careful, the way animals move when they have spent too long in a place that does not feel safe. Not aggressive, not panicked, just deeply, quietly shut down. I set up a corner for him, soft blanket, low food dish, heating pad on low. He settled there and did not move much for the first 5 days. I would come in, sit on the floor a few feet away, and just exist near him. Read a book, drink my coffee, not looking at him directly, not asking anything of him, just being a calm, steady presence in the same room every single morning and evening. On day 6, he stretched his neck forward and sniffed my hand. It sounds like nothing, it was everything. Over the next 2 weeks, the changes were small, but I knew exactly what to look for. He started finishing his food instead of just picking at it. He stopped flinching when I walked past. He began grooming himself, which cats stop doing when they are deeply stressed, so when they start again, you notice. One morning, I walked in, and he was sitting upright, watching something through the window, not hiding in the corner anymore, just watching, quietly, from across the room, like he had finally decided there was something out there worth paying attention to. What happened at the end of that first month, I genuinely did not see it coming, and I have been doing this for a very long time. He started following me. Not underfoot, not demanding, just quietly tracking where I was in the apartment. If I moved to the kitchen, he would appear in the doorway. If I sat at my desk, he would settle on the floor a little way behind me. He had that same quality Tommy had, present without crowding, close without asking for anything back. The e-collar came off after 3 weeks. The skin healed cleanly, and when I saw him without it for the first time, this slightly scruffy gray-brown tabby with mismatched eyes and a careful, unhurried walk, I thought, there you are. There is the actual cat. His squinting eye turned out to be a minor chronic condition, not painful, just permanent. It gave his face this very specific expression, slightly skeptical, slightly resigned, like he had seen a great deal and was not ready to commit to anything just yet. My vet called it classic resting grump face. I called it perfect. He had been in that shelter for 11 months. He had been sick and overlooked and passed over and over again, and none of that had taken away whatever it was that made him rusty. If you have ever felt like you were the one getting passed over, I think you would understand exactly what I saw in him, and if this kind of story is why you are here, you already know what to do. I have lost count of how many cats I have said goodbye to. Every single time, it costs me something real. I go into it knowing that. I choose it anyway. Someone asked me once if the losing part ever gets easier, and I said no, but it gets clearer. You get clearer on why you do it. You stop needing it to last forever in order for it to matter. Rusty is asleep on my desk as I write this. His chin is resting on my wrist. He does that sometimes now, just sets his face down on whatever part of me is nearby, like he is making sure I am still there. And every time he does it, I think about that first week, the flat, exhausted shape on the heating pad, the cat who had completely stopped expecting anything from anyone. Tommy taught me patience. Rusty is teaching me something else. He's teaching me that some animals do not show you who they are until they finally feel safe enough to remember. And I keep wondering how many of them are still in shelters right now, waiting for someone to just sit nearby and give them enough time to do exactly that.